Hello students, welcome to you all. Today I will go through chapter 15, The Eagle and the Beetle. It's a poem composed by Vikram Seth. Vikram Seth born in 1952. He is an Indian poet, travel writer known for his verse novel The Golden Gate and his epic novel A Suitable Boy. Seth has also published 5 volumes of poetry. Now, go through the summary of this poem. Before going to the lines, I want to discuss about the summary. An eagle was chasing a hare which was running for dear life and was at her wits' end to know where to turn for help. Presently, she espied a beetle and begged it to aid her. Means eagle was chasing the deer, the deer, and the deer was where going? Deer means hare, H-A-R-E, hare, khargosh. And where he begged for the aid means help. He begged the help from the beetle. So when the eagle came up, the beetle warned her not to touch the hare, which was under its protection. But the eagle never noticed the beetle. Means वो कुछ भी beetle ने कहा, but eagle was not listening because it was so small sized the hare and ate her up. Now what he did, he seized the hare and ate her up. Means उसने उस hare को खा लिया. The beetle never forgot this and used to keep an eye on eagle's nest. Whenever the eagle laid an egg, it climbed up and rolled it out of the nest and broke it. At last, the eagle got so worried over the loss of her eggs, and she went up to Jupiter, who is the special protector of eagles, and begged him to give her a safe place to nest in. So she let her lay her egg in his lap. But Beetle noticed this and made a ball of dirt the size of an eagle's egg and flew up and deposited it in Jupiter's lap. When Jupiter saw the dirt, he stood up to shake it out of his robe and forgetting about the eggs and shook them out too, and they were broken just as before. In this way, what happened? Whatever the eagle had done, she had taken the revenge of that. Ever since, they say the eagles never lay their eggs at the season when beetles are about. Okay? Now, what is the moral of this poem? The weak will sometime finds way to avenge an insult even upon the strong person. So this is the moral of this lesson. Okay. Now we will go through line-wise explanation. A beetle loved a certain hare and wandered with him everywhere. They went to fairs and feasts together, to walk in any kind of weather, talk of the future and the past on the sunny days overcast. But since their friendship was so pleasant, lived for the most part in the present. Now see the rhyming scheme at first. Here, where, together, whether. Rhyming together, then they all are A. Past, cast, pleasant, present. These are rhyming together, then these are B. Okay. Now see the meaning. Survive, survival, eager to serve. Cloddish, stupid, mug, face. Jesus, it's Greek god of sky and weather, droning, making continuous slow sound. A beetle loved a certain hare, means there was a hare, and hare means deer. That deer was loved by beetle a lot and wandered with him everywhere, means they were moving here and there together. They went to the fairs and feasts together. They were eating together. They were walking together in every kind of weather. And they talked about the future, they talked about the past, and they were just enjoying the sunny days of overcast. Overcast means covering the sky, means the grey color clouds were there. But since their friendship was so pleasant, their friendship was so good, they lived for most of the part in the present. Now see the next. One day, alas, an eagle flew above them. And before they knew what cloud had shadowed them, the hare hung from her talons in the mid-air. Please spare my friend, the beetle cried, but the great eagle sneered with pride. You pawnee servile, cloddish bug. Now see the meaning at first. One day an eagle flew. What it was the unfortunate incident. Alas, alas means sad. It is a matter of sadness. What was the matter of sadness? Above them, before they knew, means before they come to know that what happened, what cloud had shadowed them, what covered them, what happened, the hare hung from her talons. The hare hung from her talons in the wind means the hare was seized by a grey bird in the mid-air. Then what the beetle was crying? The beetle was crying, please spare my friend, please leave my friend, please leave my friend. But the great eagle, he was sneered with pride, means he was very arrogant fellow, very snobbish fellow. And he said, you pawnee servile cloddish bug. Cloddish bug means stupid. Bug means face, means he was considering the beetle a very weak person, a very poor person. And then what he did, he seized the hare and ran away. Go off and hide your ugly mug. How do you dare assume the right to meddle with my appetite? This here's my snake. Have you not heard? I am the great God, Jesus bird. Nothing can harm me, least of all a slow pathetic droning ball. Now what happened? She said, go off, get away from here, hide your ugly face. How do you dare assume the right? Means he said, how you dare to come between me? How you dare to interfere? Meddle means interfere. How you dare to interfere with my appetite? Appetite means my hunger. And he said, this here is my snake. Snack? You are also taking snacks in the breakfast or in the morning. In the same way, he says that this is my food. Have you not heard that I am the great God, Jesus bird? And he said that you have not heard about the Greek God of sky and weather? And I belong to that God. I am superior here. So how you dare to interfere in my work? Nothing can harm me. There is nothing that can harm me. Least of all, a slow, pathetic droning ball. And he said that slow, pathetic droning ball means you are making continuous the low sound. You are the weak one. You are the pathetic one. You cannot do anything. You cannot you cannot stop me. Here, keep your friend's head. And she tore the hare's head off and swiftly bore his bleeding torso to her nest, ripped off his tail and ate the rest. Now what happened? Unfortunately, she had what she did? Keep your friend's head. And she tore, means she tear the hair, means she had eaten that rabbit and the hare's head off and switched bore his bleeding torso to her nest. Torso, what is the meaning of torso? The main part of the body that is not including the head, arm or leg, means she had left, that bird had left the head and other parts of the body, and she had taken the main body of rabbit, and that bleeding part was left there. She had left the tail also and ate the rest of the portion. Now what happened? That the beetle had lost his friend. Why? Because it was eaten by the eagle. And the beetle stared at her friend's head, wished that she herself was dead. She mixed her tears with her dark blood and clotted his face with clots of mud. She swore that till her dying breath she would avenge his cruel death. That would make the eagle pay for what she had performed today. Now, what she had done when she had seen the face, the head of that friend, means the rabbit, the dead head of the rabbit was there. And what she was wishing, she wishing herself would die. Why? Because she was loving her friend a lot. That is why she wished that in place of my friend, if I would have died, then it was better for me. Then what she did, she mixed her tears with his dark blood. Now she mixed the tear with the dark blood and clawed his face. Clawed means hide the face with mud. She swore, she had taken an oath. What oath she had taken? That till her dying breath she would avenge his cruel death, and she would take the revenge of that death, that cruel death. She would take the revenge, and that she would make the eagle pay what she had performed today. Whatever eagle had done today, she had to pay for it. She had taken that oath. Beetle had taken that oath that now I will take revenge of that death with eagle. Next day, she slowly tracked the trail from the drop of the blood to tuft of the tail till high up in the mountain crest. She found the huge, unguarded nest, and at the hour that yesterday the bird had plunged towards her prey, the beetle with her 6 short legs rolled out the mighty eagle's egg. She laughed at once, but could hear the eagle's scream of pain and fear when later she returned and found the broken eggshells on the ground. Now, what happened? The next day, what she did the next day? She slowly tracked the trail. She had gone near where? To the eagle's nest. From the drop of the blood to tuft of the tail. What she had taken? She had taken the branch or collection of the grass with that blood, and then she till the high up of the mountain crest where she had gone, that beetle had gone to the mountain crest. And when she had gone to the mountain crest, she found the huge unguarded nest was there, and in that nest the bird had plunged toward her prey. Means she had got the prey there. What the prey? That the eggs were there. The eggs belongs to the eagle. Now the beetle with her 6 short legs, what she did? Rolled out that mighty eggs. She left at once, but could hear the eagle's scream of pain and fear. And what happened? Now means she examined this egg, and then she had rolled out that egg. When the egg was broken, then what happened? The eagle was screaming with fear, screaming with pain, when later she returned and found that the broken eggshells were on the ground. When eagle got the eggs broken upon the ground, then she was crying there. She was in a pain at that time, and the beetle, because she wanted to take the revenge of her friend, and in that manner she had taken the revenge there. Next day the eagle moved her nest 10 miles or more towards the west, but still beetle's scrutiny followed her flight from rock to tree. Now what happened the next day? What she did, because she had lost the eggs there, that is why she had gone 10 miles away from that place towards the west, and there what she did, scrutiny means for carefully keeping the eggs care means but still the beetle's scrutiny, because beetle was all the time chasing the eagle because she wanted to take the revenge. That is why she was all the time examining carefully to the that eagle. So she followed her flight from rock to the tree. When finally the eagle laid another clutch, the beetle made straight for the nest in which they lay. And when the bird was hunting prey with much fatigue but little sound, rolled the great axe onto the ground. Now, what happened? The next day, eagle also moved her nest from that place. But what happened? Finally, the eagle laid another clutch. Clutch means a group of eggs. And the beetle made the straight for the nest in which they lay, means she had gone straight there where the eggs were kept there. And when the bird was hunting the prey, when she had gone for the prey there, prey for you can say for the search of you can say for any other food, she had gone there with much fatigue but little sound. What she did, rolled the great axe onto the ground. Again she had thrown the axe to the ground. When this had gone for a year, the eagle, crazed with rage and fear, would turn back, screeching in the mid-air. Whenever she would sight a hare, the far drone of the beetle's flight shattered her calm by the day or night. For weeks on end she scarcely slept. She laid her axe in grief and wept, but when what she had feared had come to pass, her smashed brood lay on the grass. Now what happened? When this had gone for a year, means this passed for 1 year. This continuous work was passing for a year. The eagle, crazed with rage and fear. Now she was full of anger at that time. She was full of pain at that time. And fear at that time, would turn back screeching. Screeching means very loud, harsh cry she was making in the mid-air whenever she would sight a hare. Whenever she was seeing the hare, far drone of beetle's flight shattered her calm by day or night. For weeks on end she scarcely slept. Now she was not sleeping. For weeks on end she laid her eggs, means she was leading the eggs but in a grief, and she was weeping. Why? Because she had the fear that she would not get any eggs now. Her smashed brood lay on the grass because what she was getting that the eggs were smashed there and lying upon the grass, because broken eggs were upon the grass. She means whenever she was observing, then she found the eggs their broken condition, and that's why she was in pain at that time. At last she cried, "What is the use of bearing your protection, Jesus, when this small evil clot of mud has massacred my flesh and blood? King of the gods, where may I rest? Where may I safely build my nest? Where lay my eggs without mishap? Here," said the God, "here in my lap." Now she was fed up with all these things. Then she was crying one day. The eagle was crying. What she was saying? What is the use of bearing your protection? Means she said that we are under the protection of Greek god of sky and weather. Then she said, what is your protection? When the small eagle, clot of mud, means that a small insect, a small clot was destroying my eggs, then what is the use of that? Clot means a thick mass, okay, has massacred my flesh. Massacred means deliberately, intentionally, brutally killing my flesh and blood. King of the God, where may I rest? Now tell me where I will take rest. Where may I safely build my nest? You tell me where I should build my nest. मैं कहाँ अपना nest बनाऊं? And where I can keep my eggs so that without mishap, बिना किसी बर्बादी के my eggs will remain live. Where should I do? Then the God said, here, in my lap. In my lap means under my shadow. And so the eggs lay more secure than they had ever lain before. What in the universe could be more safe than Jesus' custody? She thought the eagle till one day. Now what happened? Now eagle was secure. that there is no other security. It is the better security, or you can say it is the best security, that I had laid the axe here. And means in this universe, it is the most safer place. If the God is doing the custody, then it is the safer place. And now she was in a rest today. The beetle saw them where they lay, and aiming with precision flung a microscopic ball of dung into the lap of mighty Jesus, who rising spewed divine abuse, and shaking dirt from off his legs unthinkingly dipped out the axe. Past hope, the eagle pined away and died of grief. And to this day, they say that eagles will not nest in the month when beetles fly with their best. But others, not so superstitious, merely assert the fate, the capricious, and that the strong who crush the weak may not be shown the other cheek. Now see the meanings here at first. The beetles saw them. The beetle saw them where they lay. Now the beetle was, because I told you that she was observing very carefully, because she wanted to take revenge of her friend, and aiming with precision flung means she was fact of being exact. Precision means fact of being exact. Now she was targeting the that X all the time. Microscopic ball of dung means she had made one ball, it is of dirt, into the lap of mighty Jesus, and anyhow she kept that ball into the lap of mighty Jesus, whose rising spewed divine abuse. Spewed means uttered, okay? Divine abuse, and shaking dirt from off his legs. Now what happened, that when the dirt ball was there, then the God was shaking the dirt from his leg unthinkingly. Unthinkingly means without thinking. Dipped out means what done out the eggs. Attached means that the eggs were kept there. The eggs were covered there inside the lab, but without thinking about the cover of the eggs, he had what he did. He had shaken everything, and then what happened? Past hope, the eagle pined away. Now the eagle was very badly hurt. Why? Because the eggs were not safer even in the lap of Jesus also. And that eagle died of grief. And to this day, they say that eagles will not nest in the month when beetles fly their best. When the beetles were there, then in that season it was said that eagles were not making nest there. They were not dropping their eggs in these months. But other not so superstitious. Superstitious means believing on any myth. Merely assert. Assert means they were speaking in confidence. What they were saying, the fates capricious. Capricious means showing the sudden change, and that the strong who crush the weak may not have shown the other cheek, means the person who is crushing the weak one sometime will be lost in a guilt, or will be lost in a pain. That happened with eagle here also. Thank you. I hope